he's not a Jordan Hicks, who's looked to kind of anchor the defense. So, hopefully everything goes well. This isn't like this. I don't understand how do you go to an airport with a loaded gun, but at the same time, maybe this is something that because he has money, he's able to escape.
It amazes me all the time, man. I mean, look, even if you got concealed carry, and you're doing it legit, you got the permit, you got this, you got that. It's just going to be bad news, man. I don't understand it either. I don't know why you got to travel with a piece.
Well, Gov, I can understand traveling with a piece, but what I'm saying is just at the end of the day, this isn't your first time traveling and you're not a rookie.
That's where I was going to go with it, too, because he had just gotten busted here, like you said, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so at some point in time, you got to take some type of responsibility to say, all right, I know, like you said, these dudes, some of them don't make the most money in the world, but you make enough money to buy a gun in every city that you land in.
Right.
And I understand with, not really necessarily with the police, but with the fact that these guys are millionaires and the people who do know them, they could be targets when they're out in the street and popping bottles and all that stuff. But I mean, good God Almighty, you have to be smarter than to know that you can't get on a plane with a loaded gun.
Right. Yeah, honestly, if it means that much to you, you're going to have to fly private, or do something. Or like you said, just have one in every city. I don't know what the brother's getting into, but, if you got to have it, there's other ways to do it than trying to bring it through a TSA checkpoint. Now, Fish,
exactly.
Let me ask you.
Gov, you make like 30 times more than what the cost of that weapon is per game. So what's the point?
Exactly.
But proceed with your question.
Yeah, exactly. Please, and like I said, I hope everybody's safe out there. But one thing I wanted to get into, because you're such a good football mind. Now, Fish, I've been a huge proponent of Jameis Winston here over the past year or so. I really liked the way his game came along last year. All the nonsense coming out of Florida State. The crab legs and just all the other stuff. He does win the national championship. He has a nice year last year, throws for over 4,000 yards. But the team has kind of regressed here. They're sitting at 1-3. Now, Jameis, while he has still had those moments that he's Jameis Winston, but has there been a little bit of regression here this season? What are your thoughts on Jameis Winston?
I don't believe so. Don't make me a Jameis apologist, but if you look at it, last week they played Denver, all right? Their defense, we just saw, propelled them into a championship. The week before, they played the Rams. They're 3-1.
He had 405 yards
and their defense is elite. And the week before, they played Arizona. Now, granted, yes, Arizona does not look good, but, that was the one game that Arizona actually looked like Arizona so far this season.
I was just going to say they won 40-7.
But if you look at the team, Gov, I don't know if you're like this, but I know you're a very positive person. So I'm more of a half full type of guy than a half empty. I look at who they lost against, and I also look at who they beat. They beat the Atlanta Falcons, who just so happen to be 3-1 right now.
Right.
They beat the Atlanta Falcons, who so happen to have the number one offense in the league, who just had a quarterback who threw for 500 yards, just had a receiver who only on 12 receptions had 300 yards. So, to me, as of right now, I think their schedule early has been brutal. I don't think it's more of a Jameis Winston thing. I think it's more of he's only a second-year quarterback, and they've been playing. Their schedule has been pretty brutal, And if you look at the way Atlanta looks right now, it's easy to say that, okay, well, Tampa Bay could be 0-4 right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They have the one win. I'm not expecting them to lay down at Carolina, because Carolina's defense has been, especially their secondary, has been getting shredded this year. So I mean, who knows? You know, if Tampa Bay can pull off a win this weekend, you know, we're having the same conversation about Carolina next week.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Well, Fish, I'll let you go, man, as I know, like you said, you got things you got to get going here, folks. Make sure you're tuning in for Cooking with the Microwave. Jon Fisher, again, man, thank you so much for your keen observations, brother. And in my opinion, just let Jersey have it anytime because, as we know, the Giants suck.
Oh, you know, I'm gonna break out a song that Jersey didn't like to hear during the NBA playoffs, but he ended up with the last laugh. But right now, I got the last laugh, and we're gonna give, you know, X gonna give it to you, so we're gonna give it to Jersey. Gov, I appreciate you having me on the show, man. Keep doing your thing. I got my ears on while I'm doing my show prep, baby.
All right, peace.
All right, man, peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Fisher. Bringing it, as always. And I appreciate you dropping on by. That's right, Sports Done right here on Spreaker.com. You can hear us on the SME network, doing big things with Doug Stewart and the rest of the X Squad affiliates. So let's do this. What I wanted to get into very quickly here, just kind of go through the standings in the NFL before we jump into college football when we come back from the next break. So as we were talking about Tom Brady coming back, his New England Patriots 3-1, sitting on top of Buffalo, who's 2-2. Jets and Dolphins both 1-3. That's right, VJ Wright, your Dolphins. Steady in the cellar, man. What's it going to take for them to get out? AFC North, you got the Steelers and Ravens 3-1, Cincinnati 2-2, and the Browns are still winless, baby. 0-4 for them. AFC South, Houston Texans hanging in there without their main man, J.J. Watt, 3-1. Everybody else is 1-3 in that division. Andrew Luck, where are you? Milk cartons. We're going to talk about him a little bit more next week. Where's he been? Missing in action, absolutely. And, of course, out there in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos and Raiders doing big things. Broncos 4-0, Raiders 3-1. Kansas City hanging close, 2-2 still. And my boys, the Chargers, man, I've been in contact here. I follow the San Diego Sports Junkies. Make sure you check them out on Spreaker. You know, even if you're not a San Diego fan, they do a real good podcast. They got good guests. They do a real good pregame show, by the way, every Sunday or whenever the Chargers are playing. Again, the San Diego Sports Junkies and Justin and his crew out there who have been listening to my show, maybe some of your shows too, people. So big props to them. But anyway, San Diego 1-3 and may not be in San Diego much longer. As we head over to the NFC, we already talked to Eagles and Cowboys. Eagles 3-0, Cowboys 3-1. Skins are 2-2, and the Giants fall to 2-2 last night. We know our Vikings are undefeated. Green Bay 2-1. Bears, Lions 1-3. NFC South, the Falcons on top 3-1. Everybody else 1-3. And then the NFC West, lo and behold, on top with Seattle, it's the Los Angeles Rams, baby, back in town after a small little hiatus to the Midwest, a little town called St. Louis. Rams back at it 3-1. The 49ers and very surprisingly Arizona Cardinals sitting at 1-3. As well. So, all right, when we come back, we will have some more NFL news. We'll transition into college. Got to talk a little bit of baseball here as well. NBA is back. Hockey back, man. It is that time of year. That's the best thing about fall, man. The best thing about fall is this. All the sports are going. And me and Jersey, we can even talk a little hockey, man. Brothers talking hockey. We're going to talk about his Rangers, my Blackhawks, Minnesota Wild out there. What are his Knicks going to do this year? Derrick Rose has some issues off the court that he has to deal with. Will that kind of knock the Knicks off a little bit from where they need to be concentrating, looking to see what Carmelo Anthony will be doing this year? And NBA is back, man. So I am very excited. I am your sports governor from the great state of Minnesota, Vince Wright. We'll be right back after this break. Keep it tuned here. SME, Vince Wright, XSquadaffiliates.com.
Coming straight from the A.
Kick it with your boy Kesey at www.kesey.com. This show covers some of the realest issues trending today. He'll keep you locked in from the first listen. You can find him online on his mobile app or at kysii.com, xsquadaffiliates.com, iTunes, Google Play, and especially on the SME Network on Tuesdays at noon. You don't want to miss it.
No tricks in 86. It's time to build. Check out the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. It's sports talk. It's guy talk. It's fun talk. Once again, that's the Doug Stewart Show. One half of the world-famous Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time at StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. Trust me, you'll have more fun than you can shake a stick at. And I got one question for you. Are you not entertained, huh?
Oh, I got a live one here.
Hey, what's happening, everyone? Vince Wright, the sports governor from Minnesota here. Want to make sure you're listening to Sports Done Right every Wednesday on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Check us out for all the latest sports news and happenings on SME.
The number one chief rocker, Jersey Vern.
Lonely Hearts Cafe.
Spicy conversations.
It's Vince Wright, the sports governor from Minnesota.
Man, Deli on.
Microwave.
Reggie Long, a.k.a. Dollars and Cents.
Kicking it with KC.
X gon' give it to you.
Excuse me, but I gotta be candid. Black male under pressure, only the strong can stand it. Ghetto pastures, full of coulda, woulda, shouldas, and caskets. Situations critical, tragic. Still can't figure out how age left magic. But I guess if you make enough money, you'll make magic. It's hard to be all you can be when all that you see is death and disease. Black ministers raping the seeds. In the streets, we ain't escaping the heat, we raising it. Them seeds roaming the same streets, but who raising them? Obama ain't filling them bullets when they grazing them. Senate seats don't get taken when the coroners are praising them. Nope, it ain't phasing none of them cats. Afghanistan, we warn right here where we at. It's a fact, love it or hate it, the economy's makeshift. Still gotta get papered, still dodging the haters. Land of the freezer landfill, smell the hatred. 2000 now, nothing's taboo or sacred. Life's a soap opera, prepare for speed knots landing. I ain't never scared, I'm a black man standing. Imagine living on an all-black planet with tall buildings made of all black granite. No black on black crime is how I plan it. But every black woman be a black man standing. Failure's not an option, cause that's demanded. By the earth she frail, she need a black man standing. Celebrate just MLK, not Malcolm, Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton, or Eldridge Cleaver. How do the government really see us? Integrated, not assimilated, searching for white Jesus. My thesis a work in progress, too much info to process. Nymphos in the projects, birthing babies with limited promise. We in a race for more than land and dollars. We gon' lose if you plan to follow. President's policies is borrowed, sock puppet politics is so hollow. It's a scam on tomorrow. I know we black, y'all, but that's about it. That war overseas, man, that's about chips. Healthcare reform, that's about rich folks and their benefits. Freedom by any means, never been more relevant. Forecast turning credits, and I register my melanin. I be rebelling, military minded with my regiment. Life's a soap opera, prepare for speed knots landing. I ain't never scared, I'm a black man standing. Imagine living on an all-black planet with tall buildings made of all black granite. No black on black crime is how I plan it. But every black woman be a black man standing. Failure's not an option, cause that's demanded. By the earth she frail, she need a black man standing. She need a black man standing. She need a black man standing.